Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Charlie Bravo here, and I am the Gear Freak. And today we're going to take a look at this right up here. This is the Streamlight Protac Rail Mount 2. I know that's a mouthful of lots of stuff, but you know what? This is pretty cool. This is a dedicated rifle light. By dedicated, what I mean is the mount is built into it. Okay, I know you guys have seen them all, where you have a regular flashlight. You've got rings to mount it, you know, clamp onto there, and then it clamps onto your Picatinny rail. This is a dedicated light, made for your rifle, made to leave it on there. You're not going to have to buy separate pieces or anything like that. It's all inclusive. Now, when I say all inclusive, I definitely mean that. It comes with the tape switch, so a pressure switch. It also comes with a separate tail switch. You get a couple of long zip ties as well as a couple of short zip ties for cable management. You've got some double-sided adhesive if you want to do a direct mount to something, you know, if you have a spot to be able to do that. You also get a couple of screws, and the screws can be used in the holes on the pressure tape if you want to direct mount that to. I don't know what you would actually mount it to, maybe some plastic handguards. I would be worried they'd tear out, but maybe some wood handguards or something like that. You have this little Allen wrench in here, and you also have some little rail grabbers that hook to a Picatinny, and that's for your pressure tape. Now, I wouldn't just put the pressure tape, you know, just straight to those rail grabbers and then put it on there and just leave it like that. I would actually use some of the zip ties as well. There's little grooves in the pressure tape to allow that. That's just going to make it sure it's really solid. The rail grabber, it still has a little bit of play in there, and the rail grabber actually can pop off of there. It's not too hard for it to happen. So I think the added benefit of adding some zip ties, a little peace of mind, is a good idea. Now, I didn't mention is what this little Allen wrench is for. What that Allen wrench does is it actually takes the Picatinny clamp part of the mount off. What you have underneath there's some mounting holes, and if you've ever seen the Surefire Scout lights, you know that they can mount to some other different commercially available mounts, such as the ones from Arasaka. So you can now mount it, instead of having to add a Picatinny rail to your key mod or your M-Lok, and then mount the light on top of that. You're getting thicker and thicker as you do that. You can take that Picatinny rail part out of it and mount straight to a smaller, thinner mount and put that straight to the key mod. Now let's talk about some of the specs of this. Okay, this is the Rail Mount 2. There is a Rail Mount 1. It's a little bit shorter. It takes one AA or a one CR123 battery. This one takes two CR123 batteries, and you can't put AA's in it. A lot of people like the idea of AA's. They're widely available. Really anymore, the CR123 batteries are pretty widely available as well. There was a time when they were really hard to find. You had to go find some camera shop somewhere, some back alley, and you were going to pay probably 20 bucks a piece for those batteries. Definitely a lot cheaper now and a lot easier to find. So I don't have any problem with that actually at all. And this one comes with two of those batteries as well. So right out of the box, you have everything you need, including the batteries, to get this thing up and running. So this thing has three settings. You have a high, a low, and a strobe feature. On high, you're going to get 625 lumens and about 2 hours of battery life. On low, you're going to get 60 lumens, but that battery life is going to jump up to about 21 hours. And on strobe, it's actually a high strobe, and you're probably going to get still in that 2-hour range. It is a 5 inches long, and it weighs 5 ounces. So it's not huge, okay? It's definitely not huge. It's actually the size of about a typical combat light. So let's talk about some of the drawbacks. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the strobe feature. To me, that's kind of a gimmicky type of thing. And quite frankly, yes, it is disorienting. It's disorienting to me, especially if I'm in my house. You got light walls, you got glass windows, you got mirrors, things like that. Reflecting that light back at you is just, it's bothersome to me. But it's not really that big of a deal because I can just program it so that it's not on that setting. I like it on the setting where you have low and then high, and those are your two choices, low and high. I think that's the best for me. Low works, that 60 lumens works pretty well in my home. All the rooms that I have, that 60 lumens will light it up enough that I can see all the dark corners and all that without blinding myself. And then if I need to take it outside, I have the high, and that beam is going to travel a pretty good distance so I can see things out and about a lot further away from my home. So let's talk about some of the good things. Again, I like the brightness of it. I think it's definitely bright enough, especially for outside, inside, depending on your high or low settings. I also like the fact that it's compatible with a couple of other different mounts, that you can mount it with the key mod or the M-Lok from some commercially available mounts. I think that's pretty cool. And to be honest with you, I think that shows that Streamlight really did some research and they wanted to give you and me a really good product. They gave us something that it makes sense. It absolutely just, it really does. It makes a lot of sense that people want that versatility, and they've given it to us. I like the Picatinny mount. It's a very solid mount. It's got a thumb wheel on there, and it has a lock washer underneath it, so it shouldn't back out. Now, I still want to check all of my mounts, whatever I'm using, probably every couple hundred rounds or so, just to make sure that nothing's coming loose. I'm not going to lose some gear, you know, on the middle of the field somewhere. Now, the number one thing that I like about this is the value, okay? So if you could buy a similar light, okay, a similar lumen, similar size, direct mount rifle light, separately you're going to have to buy the tape pressure switch. You could spend over $300 very easily. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to be happy with that light, because you probably are. They're very good lights. You're going to be happy with it. But your pocketbook's probably not going to be as happy. I do like the value of this a whole lot. The MSRP, $190, but you shouldn't spend that, okay? All you have to do, you don't even have to search hard. Just Google search, you should be able to find it somewhere in that $95 to about $110, $115 range. Pretty much just by doing a Google search, you should be able to find it and get a very good deal on it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, it is always appreciated when you like and share the videos, and be sure to check out, again, this is the Streamlight Protac Rail Mount 2. It is, I will leave a link down below so you guys can check that out, and I'm also going to put a link down there to the Arasaka mount for it, so you guys can check that out as well. Now, if you are not a subscriber and you want to see more videos like this one, find that subscribe button down below, put your crosshairs on it, pull the trigger on your mouse, and then come back next Thursday for another Gear Freak video. Remember, your mind, that's your most important weapon, and it's vital to be armed with information. Until next time, take care and be safe. Charlie Bravo, out.